Sizing mini splits and sizing mini splits when you have a spray foam insulated building. Today we're going to talk about mini split sizing, how I do it, rules of thumb I use, and if you're interested and you want a little guide that I put together for sizing mini splits, then I can send that to you. All you got to do is click the join button, become a member, and then in the comment section below, just type I joined. I'll give you my email, and then that can also lead you to getting my contact, so you can actually call me. If you need tech support, HVAC consultation, I can help you. So today is going to be mini split sizing. We're actually installing a mini split. This is an aircraft hangar, and it's been spray foam insulated, and I'm installing a 3-ton Max Series Samsung mini split. Also, I'm going to talk about problems like overheating. I have a lot of issues in the field with units overheating. What do I do? It's very simple. It's very easy. I use something that Samsung offers, which is great. Option codes. I'm going to talk about what those are and how they can actually solve a problem where I'm having an overheating issue, because in a foam building, it's very easy to overheat, okay? And that is because we have such a tight envelope. So spray foam is like dropping a house inside of a really tight envelope. So what do you not have? You don't have infiltration. You don't have a lot of thermal loss. You're watching Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad. Let's get started with today's video. So this right here is where the wall mount air handler is going to be. 10 foot high. We're going to mount it right there on that beam, and then also add some supports to make sure that it's nice and sturdy and it's level. That right there is the breaker box where we're going to run our power. So we're going to have a little 3-inch hole to the exterior for our line sets. Line sets are going to go down. We're going to have a pad set outside with a condenser on it. So it's going to be nice and exciting. I'm going to give you square footage, and then we're going to talk about sizing and rules of thumb that I use. All right. Exciting. Samsung. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is sizing. When you size a residential house for a mini split, you're looking at 500 to 600 square foot per ton, okay? And then when you size a retail, a sunroom, a commercial building, it's usually 400 to 450 square foot per ton. Usually I say 300 to 400 square foot per ton. And then when you're looking at computer rooms, data rooms, it's around 250 square foot, 250 square foot per ton. Now that's sizing, okay? Let's talk about foam, okay? This right here is a little over 3,000 square foot, and I've got a 3-ton unit on it. And when it comes to foam, usually commercial, I do around 850 to 900 square foot per ton when you have commercial. When you have residential, it's 1,000 to 1,100 square foot per ton, okay? When you look at computer and data rooms, it's around about 400 to 500 square foot per ton with foam. So that's sizing. Now let's talk about something you can run into and what you need to do when you do run into this situation. So we just installed this mini split here. This is a 3-ton wall mount made by Samsung. Something I run into with foam houses is I get a call from the customer saying it's overheating. What do I do when it's overheating? It's very easy. I get on VRF Coder and I get that application by requesting, and that's something that Samsung has for people in the field like me. And VRF Coder, what's great about it is you get option codes. So let's talk about the specific option code that I need, and then we're going to go back and talk more about VRF Coder. The specific option code that I need is going to solve the problem of overheating. How does it do it? So when the heating mode is selected and you set the temperature, when the temperature is reached, when that set point, that demand has satisfied, the indoor unit's fan is going to stay running. Well, in a foam building, any other heat added to that room is going to cause it to be unbearable. So I get calls saying, this new unit is overheating. I've got it set to 65 and it's 75 degrees in here. All I do, go to VRF Coder. I have a specific option code for a specific indoor unit's model number. It's all displayed there, what option codes I can choose from. I select this option code, and then I use SNet Pro, which is a tool, a software that you can actually obtain through Samsung's website. And then I use a computer and an SNet tool, a converter box, which allows me to go through the F1 and F2 communications and then actually type in this option code. So it's super simple. Now there's two ways to use option codes. You can actually put them in through the controller, the wired controller, wireless controller, or with a computer. Computer for me is much more simpler than just doing the wired controller, wireless controller. But VRF Coder is great, not only for option codes, but also they have refrigerant check, they have error codes, and all kinds of information that if you're not taking the opportunity to really dive in and you actually sell or work on Samsung equipment, then you're just doing yourself an injustice. So VRF Coder is great. The option code that I get to be able to solve the problem of overheating is great. One factor that I always include and I always consider when sizing a mini split, especially for a foam project, is airflow. How far can that wall mount air handler throw the air? I want to know. So how do I figure that out? I figure that out by going to Samsung's website and basically downloading some manuals. And those manuals, those technical documents, allow me to be able to figure out based off of what model number, if it's 1 ton, 1.5 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton, how far the air is. And that's not just because I'm concerned about comfort, but I'm also concerned because if you have a foam house, you may have high humidity if you don't have a dehumidifier. And airflow helps with humidity, helps fungal spores to not settle, to not set up. So it's a very good way for you to keep your quality of air inside better. So airflow is good. So by the end of this video, actually at the end of this video, after I say, this is Tab, Tips for Technicians, thanks for watching, stay tuned. We're gonna visit Samsung's website and I'm gonna show you where to get that information. So I hope this is a good video for you. I hope you learned something about sizing. Hope you learned something about how you solve the issue of overheating. And in foam buildings, it's 1,000 square foot per ton. So it's awesome. I love foam houses. There's a lot of people that don't like foam because maybe some concern to do with the roof, but if you invest in the right materials, say your roof, you don't want to do the standard corrugated, you want to do the standing seam. That way you have less penetrations. Foam is great. So that handles that concern. As far as humidity, get a dehumidifier if you have high humidity, because in foam houses, if you don't have variable capacity equipment, then you could have humidity issues. Now, you want to learn more about foam? I got a video on that. You want to learn about SNet Pro 2, using that software with a computer? I've got a video on that. Check out my playlist, HVAC Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad. You've been watching Tips for Technicians, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.
So airflow is one thing that I want to talk about. And how do you figure out the airflow distribution patterns for each unit? So we type in Samsung HVAC download in the Google search bar. You click the link so that you visit Samsung's website, Samsung HVAC. Now we go down and we click single and multi-zone mini splits. Then you click the link again. And then we're going to go to where you see the wall mount air handler. And you're going to click single zone high wall systems. Now we scroll to the bottom and we're going to find our unit, which is the one we just installed. And this is the AQ model. This is the 3-ton Max series wall mount. And we're going to scroll to where it says technical data book. Now you're going to click AQN36V technical data book. You're going to download that. After you download that PDF, you're going to scroll to where it gives you the index. And on the index, you can see number 6 says temperature and airflow distribution. So we're going to scroll to 6, and then we're going to zoom in. And you can see cooling and heating airflow, air velocity distribution. You see that? Cooling air velocity distribution, and then heating air velocity distribution. So not only can you find how many meters, how many feet that this will blow in cooling or heating, but you can see the way the air velocity is distributed. So it's awesome. Awesome. I love what Samsung has to offer. I love the fact that they have all this information for you. If you're willing to look, it's all there.